just watched the Star Trek movie. This one never seen those before. So really loved it. I think the gamble is really well described in this movie. Like, what is a gamble? It's something like deeds with high risk that have unknown consequences. So 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 anything can happen now after this high risk deed done with full effort, right? So and there are like humans who are in unknown situations, right? So such as after childbirth or steering a spaceship to other world, so it's the unknown and the gamble, and unknown is the result of gamble, right? Well, not always, of course. Sometimes it's some other forces, but very often we can cause unknown to ourselves by gambling, right? Oh, and what is gamble to the worker isn't gamble to the boss, right? So they know, and the worker thinks it's gamble, like so while it isn't, right? Um, uh, yeah, I like how it was put. When somebody talks about robots, it's about humans, then, right? So it's very well done, I think. And the special effects, I hadn't seen these ones before ever. Like makes me wonder how to do these high quality movies. Uh, like looks very interesting subject. I could probably try to do that, right? Like a sci-fi movie with a weak camera. Why not? Could be fun. Mm, yeah, very impressed. I'm impressed. And I wonder. There are many groups or people who wish to have common ground, the same understanding or similar, background. But we haven't never seen like each other's movies. Like somebody has seen like this far extreme movies, and the other person has seen like totally different movies. We never have like a common ground. Like so why not Star Trek as common ground? But what is Star Trek? Star Trek is like intense, fast action about unknown gambles in in other dimensions, right? So and this very fast action is often fighting, not yet war, as the battle ended it, I guess. So it's like uh, in this fast action, like what is common ground for us? So uh, I think it plays around with that topic also, like the gambler taking the lead and becoming like a strong sportsman. Like, how would a gambler become a strong sportsman, right? But they will, right? It's like evolution, right? so, so the gambler is from civil, and they have heard from sports, So they go to sports, but usually they gamble like in the civil, but sometimes they go to sports, and they lose, and then they're like, whatever, I'll try again next year. So, but eventually, right? The evolution theory, right? They should end up in sports like the gamblers, right? Why wouldn't they, right? Because they are trying sports sometimes, right? So it is possible, right, for a gambler to become a strong sportsman, right? Uh, yeah, very nice special effects. Yeah, I think well, on the topic of aliens, I think it is like too big of a topic, so we can't really address it all. But I think I got some knowledge from this movie where somebody like informs or educates someone, that the guy from the future is like, it's just like the space is actually moving, right? So we consider the space static, right? But he says like space is actually moving. I'm from future, right? So the space is moving. It's not static. It makes a lot of sense, right? So I got smarter, wiser. So yeah. And this, this coming from future is like has to do with chakras. Sometimes the fourth and third chakra, right? So it's like these people have gone through those experiences or something. So there's just dimensions like fourth and third. So we don't know, right? We don't know, and we haven't discovered some stuff that, when I teach game dev, the student is like, I can draw this small pixel art, but other than that, I don't know anything, and I go there and lead those classrooms, right? So that could look like something like, yeah, how could I do that, right? Uh, so we don't know, and I also don't know anything. Like, I can, I love working with kids. Also, other thing, what I got from this movie was like how he accomplished finally in the civil, right, not in the army. So it's for me personally, I never got an award in the army, but in the civil I got some awards. So it's like I don't know why, but I tried to get an award in the army, but I didn't. I wasn't a very good soldier. But in the civil I could get some awards. So I don't know. It's very very interesting. Yeah. I think the cover looks scary, but I'm happy that they looked this movie. It can't be too scary if it's like 12 plus or something. Was super nice. I think that's especially where it is, the 12 plus genre. I hope it will recover the 12 plus genre. Also, the online ones was nice ones to game there. Now this some of it collapsed, I guess. Yeah, super nice and super happy to have seen that one. Yeah, I heard there's much more of that. But as I currently bought a lot of kids movies and like one or two 12 plus one, like another similar with but the jungle one. So I don't have many older age categories, but it's super nice to sometimes watch something for that my kids wouldn't understand or something. Uh, but here, this I couldn't translate fast to them, right? It is too much text and the aliens are constant, right? So how could I translate that? So they need to get older and um, relates well to this new game that I played on PlayStation. So they have really restored the communication here, and I'm surprised that much of this restored communication is in the accessibility area. So it's like these consoles and this stuff is as if they were planned to these real estates, or even as if they were already on these real estates. Well, they were, but a few days in. So I'm quite amazed how this, for example, PlayStation and these real estates here in this area are like kind of together as one system, and I'm touching the controller for the first time in my life. So yeah, was funny. Super funny how he flies. The humorous boss, how he flies with the humorous ship to destroy it. It's like as if the developer is suddenly doing something there in the user, and so it was funny. Yeah, I didn't give too earthly review, but this is where I believe I am currently.